who is in marketing in 2020 will tell you that you've got to be giving away free content. But then the question becomes, how much is too much? Should you give away everything? Should you give away a little bit? If you give away your secrets, are you going to lose your business? So this is a really important question to answer. How much is too much free content? We're going to talk about that today, coming up.
Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.
Hey, what's up, guys? So glad you're here. My name is Rashawn.
And I'm Mark.
And today we're going to talk about how much is too much free content. And let's get into some little specifics about this. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a valuable show. Make sure you share this after. Let's go.
Let's go. So I think some of you, if you have, well, first of all, let's just start here. If you haven't heard this before, the reality is as the internet came along and as more and more availability to information has grown, a huge marketing strategy that everyone's got to be using is giving away free content or some sort of free value add. And the reason why is because people, first of all, they want to get to know you and they want to feel like they have value from you before they're going to begin to buy from you. And because there's so much availability of stuff, they're expecting that they're going to get something for free before they actually begin to pay money from you. So free should be a part of your marketing strategy somehow. You've got to have somewhere in there you giving people something that actually they want. And so many people are giving away free PDFs and lead generators and those kinds of things that you've really got to become creative in what you're giving away at this point. But even as you do that, let's say you're doing all that stuff, then the question becomes, how much is too much? Should you give away your best secret? Should you give away the things that have worked to get you to where you are? I just saw an article on this, and this guy was talking about this. A guy called into his podcast and said, man, what is the upper limit here? He said, I saw that you guys just came out with this whole 15-part email series on how to get your podcast going that had step-by-step and 15 emails that had videos for each step that unpacked and showed what to do and to get you launched out. And he said, is that too much? That seems like so much to be giving away. Couldn't you be monetizing that as a service and helping people to do those things? Is that too much to give away? And so he had some thoughts, but before I share his thoughts, Rashawn, what do you think? As we dive into this, what has been your thoughts on giving away free content, and is there an upper limit? Is there too much?
I absolutely love it, Mark. I'm so glad we're talking about this today. When I began to think about it, I have to go back to the times where I was a young boy sitting on my grandmother's sort of couch, and in between every commercial that wasn't, something promoting basketball or NBA or this or that, it was always an infomercial or something of that extent where people would ask for your hand before they would try to win your heart. Like from the standpoint of giving value add content that's inspiring, that's still informative, but something that can truly sort of, grip me through story. Or, I think it goes back to the story brand aspect. And I think it's just so important that we remember the give aspect before we ask to take. And that's what social media did really well for us. I mean, initially, there were a lot of folks that tried to translate, sort of TV and media, radio over to social media by, just putting up all these sponsored ads and not bringing value. But to this day, I believe so many businesses are doing it really well where they have a service mindset first. Regardless, even repurposing content to make it free and valuable for people. So I think that's my thought. It's like we have to give. That's how we'll be seen, but also felt. And when we're felt, people will extend their hand to buy.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And I think what I've seen is that in that space of giving away free content, there isn't an upper limit. And so to answer what this guy said in his article, so this guy calls into his show, he says, you're giving away so much, you're giving away all this stuff you could be monetizing. Why are you not monetizing that? Why is that not a service? Is that too much? Is there an upper limit? And, he laughs and he says, no, there is no upper limit. You give it all away. And the guy's like, well, then what do you have money on this? And I think what the key was here and what stuck with me is at the end of the day, you've got to find the unique problems that are out there. And so, and then you've got to be positioned well to be able to resolve those problems. And so maybe in the past, like for example, I've done graphic design, and it used to be that I could charge people for making simple graphics for their social media marketing. And that would work well because they didn't have graphic design skills and there were no programs out there that could help them do that really simply, drag and drop.
Yeah.
There's a dozen platforms that you can use that like Spark, like Canva, like so many that you can use to create that content for yourself, that you don't need to hire a graphic designer in the same way. Now, if you want to get something that's really tried and tested and true, that's where you might turn to a graphic designer who's got the skills. But the difference there is they're solving the problem of this is what works. We've got a track record of this is what works. And no longer is the problem, how do I design this content? So all of that to say, when you're giving away free stuff, you need to understand that there's always going to be problems that are not solvable by DIY. There's always going to be something that at the end of the day is beyond what somebody can understand, or I think beyond what they want to put in the sweat equity to do themselves. So they're going to
true.
Yeah, so they're going to take your long tutorial and they might try to start working on it, and then they're going to say, this is actually more complicated than I thought it was, and maybe I want to pay this guy. What are your thoughts there?
Yes, that's great, and I think that's the mentality we have to go in with. Not only short-term serving people to sort of equip them to send them out into the world, but maybe they want not only encouragement and assurance that they can do it. They want someone to journey with them, like be that hero. Well, they're that hero in the story, but have someone come alongside and sort of go with them on the journey to build up their confidence and show them, how to do it, but not only show them how, but do it for them at times as a business. So, yeah, I think it's so important, bro.
That's
like,
it.
I know, for instance, I can't do it all by myself. Because even, from me, our standpoint, there's been several things we've had to outsource over the past couple of years, just working together. And, whether it's a videographer, a graphic designer, I think, we can do all the do it yourselves, but at the end of the day, we have to focus on the business and more things that are like the built-in DNA, So
I think that's really good. And one of the things that Rashawn's highlighting here that I think is really key to helping us answer this question and get in the right mentality is the hero and the guide. And, when it comes to marketing, we've got to continually keep ourselves in this mindset that our user, our customer is the hero of the story. They've got problems, they've got challenges to tackle, and we're the guide to help them tackle that. And so by giving free content, we are getting ourselves in that role and really clearly showing that we are here to help you. We're here to help you navigate and guide through this challenge. And you can do this. But then at some point, every hero in every story, they need the guide. They need help.
Yeah.
A big problem that's beyond anything that you can just read or listen or learn from something. They need the guide alongside of them to help them to go to this next step. And that's when you step in and say, all right, I've got these services here for you. Yes, it's going to cost you some money, but you know what? You've gotten already all this value from us. And you know what? This is going to actually be an investment in taking you to where you want to go. And so we just continue to actually serve them. We keep in that same role and launch them into greater and greater levels of breakthrough and growth for their business. So it's a win-win, really, at the end of the day, to just give it all away.
So true. I love that, bro. I actually was heard last night just the power of releasing, and that's something in every aspect of our lives, because the macho man, that's why it's so tough for people to like, hey, I want to retire, or I want to walk away from this career, or mothers, whenever they send their kids off to college. They say that's one of the most depressing times as a mother. Like, there's this power in just releasing that, I mean, we all know we have to do it. And that's the same for business. So I think it's so important, brother.
That's so good. That's so good. Well, so if this hasn't rocked you a little bit, then maybe you need to go back and re-listen to the episode, because it's so important for our mindset we get so we just hold on to our stuff. And so it's so important we switch our mindset over to, we've got to give it away. So if you're listening or watching today and you didn't catch that, go back and listen again, because there is some power for you here in learning to be the guide that gives it all away. And then that hero is going to come back to you at some point and say, hey, okay, I'm ready to dig in with you deeper. Help me to tackle these challenges.
Yes.
Pay for your services, pay for your products. It's going to work out. So hope that's encouraging to you guys.
Love that. That encouraged me today. Come on now, Mark. We invite you guys to rate, review, and subscribe. I'll finish it for you, Mark. Let's go. We want to connect with you more. We love this community we're building, and so encouraged by you guys. And yeah, we look forward to catching up more. Okay, go out there and make it happen.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing 5 minutes at a